Hello and welcome back to another video with me, Rusty. How are you all doing? I hope everyone is well. So, yep, we're back at it with another video. Before we get into this today's video, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who is watching the videos and who have subscribed. We're now at 14 subscribers, which is just great. I wasn't expecting to get kind of double digits before Christmas, so the fact that we're already in double digits is really great for me. Really made me happy. So yeah, let's keep going on with that and let's see how high we can actually get those numbers. Also, I just want to say a massive thank you to anyone who has actually watched the first few hours in EVE playthrough. I hope you found it useful and entertaining. I'm still very new to this, so every day is a learning day and every video is a new chance to try something new. Anyway, if you haven't watched the last episode of that, please do, because we have actually now finished all of the basic agent missions, and we should now be you should now be either in Jita or one of your home stations like Heck or whichever faction you chose. You should be near a big trade hub, so the idea is to get to that as quickly as you can and get all your stuff moved out from that starting area. Ideally, you want to try and get everything into Jita, because it's just the place where everyone wants to sell their stuff, but you can take your time doing that, it's not important. So yeah, so that's that playthrough is now all wrapped up, and we are going to start a brand new playthrough, which is what this video is. This is the first one of that playthrough, and it's going to be the Sisters of EVE story arc. So it's the main story arc quest for them. It's a really good story arc. It's not too long, but it's not too short. There's plenty to do in it, and we're going to get basically started with that. So that's what this first video is about, is making sure that you have the correct ship, really. Now, you'll notice I'm not on the agent mission, the character we use for the agent mission, and that is solely because he doesn't have the required skills to be able to pilot the cormorant that I use, or are going to use, for the Sisters of EVE arc. And the reason for that is because I've got this character here doing all the training. It means it's very difficult to train any other character without pausing the skill queue here. So for you guys, hopefully that's not a massive issue. Hopefully if you've used my referral link in the description of all my videos, you've got your million skill points, and if you want to speed through some of the training that you might require for your ship, you can go ahead and do that. So that's why I'm on this character, because I just need the skills. Yeah, most of the skills I have on this character are invested mainly in missiles, which is strange because we're not going to be using missiles, and in scanning as well. So this obviously was one of my main ISK earners with the scanning, but had to start doing the ship stuff as well. So anyway, enough about this character. Let's get on to the fit that we're going to use for this epic arc. So I will be doing this in a cormorant. So I have a whole list of cormorants here for loads of different things and tests and stuff that I need to go through and delete, so don't worry about that. So when I first did the Sisters of EVE arc, actually on this character, I used which one is it? It would be this one. So this is the fit I used. We had 102.9 DPS, so not a lot of DPS, but it got the job done, and it only costs 1.27 million. So this is the cormorant. If you're Caldari, this will be the I think it's the destroyer. He doesn't know the name of his ships that well. Yeah, it's the destroyer. So you can do this in a destroyer. You can do it in a bigger ship as well if you wanted to, but I use the destroyer because it's nice and cheap. Now, there are a couple of things to just bear in mind with the Sisters of EVE arc, and there's actually a really good breakdown of what's involved through the arc on the EVE Universe website. I'll have that linked in the description below, along with this fit and another fit that we're going to talk about very shortly. But basically, it goes through it. It tells you kind of what to expect. Really, there's it breaks it down into chapters. So there's a total of 7 chapters, and each chapter has a number of missions in it. Chapter 1 has 10 missions, and that's going to involve some flying around and some combat. So on the chapter 1, it breaks down each mission and what kind of damage you need to kind of do and be prepared to receive. Most of the rats in this epic arc will do they will deal EM and thermal, not EM, sorry, kinetic and thermal, and some explosion, and then the damage you want to deal to them is going to be either EM, thermal, or actual kinetic. But if you look at the website, you'll get an idea of what it is and kind of like what kind of ammunition you're going to need to use. So back to this cormorant, I'm using just normal standard antimatter. I'm using the 125mm carbine railgun ones. I have a 1MN YS8 compact afterburner. I have a small clarity ward enduring shield booster and a compact multi-spectrum shield hardener. So that's the high and mids. In the lows, I've got a tracking enhancer 1 and a magnetic field stabilizer 1. And then in the rigs, I've got small hybrid collision accelerator, a small thermal shield reinforcer, and a small EM shield reinforcer. So that's just these 2 here are just plugging the resistances. So if I turn these off, you'll see they just drop down. So this just plugs that, and then obviously we've got some more. This is shield regen, and then obviously some more resistance, and then these 2 just help with the damage. So this is the fit I use. Now there is a couple of caveats to this. There's a couple of missions where it can be a little bit tough if you're going to use this fit. The main one is in chapter 7. It's the second from last mission, where you actually have to kill the main guy. He does a lot of damage, and he also heals a lot of damage. So you have to be able to break his tank. Now, when you look at the website, it says you have to be able to do over 100 DPS to be able to break his tank. So we're doing 102. So it's very close. It's very, very close. And if you don't do it right, you can actually end up dying. So I also had a blaster fit, which is the close fit version that I've got here, which is using light neutron blasters. So everything else stays the same. It's just that we changed the gun to light neutron blasters, and then if we actually put antimatter into that, we get 152 DPS. So when I did him, I was able to do him using this fit. So I had to carry a set of these blasters with me, and then when I got that mission, you just swap them out, and you can do it. But it was pretty close. So that's that. There is also another caveat. One of the missions you will be required to carry cargo. So whatever ship you use has to have. Let me try and find it. He had it here a minute ago. Typical. Whenever you want it, it's gone. There we go. You need 150 meters squared cargo space. So obviously the Cormorant here has 425, so just make sure you have enough space here to take 150 meters squared of cargo. So yeah, they're the 2 fits for the kind of cheap version. So again, it's like 2.8 million ISK. It's not expensive at all. The skills to do these aren't too bad. So you can do that. So you can either use the long range one for most of the other missions. And then when you get to the DPS one, you just have to put in your sorry, not that one, this one. Just fit out to the blaster fit. So that's one way of doing it, and it only costs you 2.8 million. I'm not going to use this fit. I've actually come up with another fit that's a little bit better. It's a little more expensive, but it saves us having to swap out weapons, basically. So in here, I'm using Caldari Navy antimatter charges, and we have 158 DPS off the bat straight away, and a nice range of 12 to 18 kilometers. Yeah, so I'm using the 125mm prototype Gauss guns in all of them with the Caldari Navy antimatter charges. I have a small scoped energy Nestorafo. I can't if that's correctly pronounced or not, I don't know. I have a micro warp drive, a 5mm cold gas enduring micro warp drive, so we can get around a bit faster. I have a small shield booster 2, and I have an enduring multi-spectrum shield hardener for the mids, and then the both bottom slots are vortex compact magnet field stabilizers. And then for the rigs, they are exactly the same. So it's the small hybrid collision accelerator and a small core defense. Oh no, sorry, they changed. Sorry. I've got a small core defense field extender, and I've kept the EM shield reinforcer. So we just do a little bit more damage without having to change. We still have the same cargo. The tungsten charge just gives us a little bit more range if you want it, but obviously we do less damage. So these are the fits I use. They should be stable if I turn off my shield booster. Yeah, so they are stable if you're not running these two together, or either one of them, which most of the time we're not. We only need this to get into our range, and then we need to just cycle this when we need to heal our damage up, our shields up. And then obviously we've got this to help keep our capacitor recharging a little bit. Oh no, this is draining, sorry, this drains the enemy ship's capacitor, so hopefully we turn off their guns, is what the idea of that is, but we'll see. I've never used it, I've just put it on there as it's an empty slot, so why not? Anyway, I'll have all three of these fits linked in the description as well. If you want to use these, then obviously, you know, go ahead, you know what, I'll explain what they do. If you want to build something else and something of your own, then use the EvE University website just so you get your numbers and your the type of damage to deal correct. Like I said, if you want to do missiles, then that's fine, like a missile boat, but you'll need to make sure you're dealing the correct damage. So yeah, I'm going to use this. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to buy it. Oh, also you can see it's a little bit more expensive. It's 9.4 million, but when you finish your agent missions, you should have close to 20 million or even 15 million. It's still enough to buy a couple of these if you need to. So I'm going to go ahead and buy these, or buy this I should say. I don't need the cormorant itself because I actually have one waiting here, but I will take everything else, so it's going to cost me 10 million. But so whatever price it says here, it's not always going to be the case. Jita prices or station prices will make it your price will it will vary for you, so just, you know, make sure you've got enough money. So but yeah, I'm happy with this, so we're just going to go buy, and then over here we are going to go multi-fit, and then I'm going to choose this one, and then we're going to call this name the ship. What do we want to name it? Let's think. We can name it, let's name it Happy, because we're happy. And fit ships. And that's it, we are done. So if we close this down, we can double click on Happy, and there's our cormorant ready to go. Make sure you have your ammunition, and make sure that you load your weapons before you leave the station. And obviously, if you want, you can group them up. I group them up because it just makes it easier for shooting. So yeah, we have our ship. It's ready to go. Now, the next thing that people might be wondering is, where do I find these mission agents? So it's real simple. If you go over to your little hamburger icon and you go to activities and then you go the agency, you'll get this menu pop up. If you click on agents and missions, you'll have this pop up, and then you can see we have epic arcs. So if you click this, it will now list well, you'll get, I got 7 results showing. You might have more or less, but what you'll need to do is just scroll down to the bottom, and then you're looking for this one, the Bloodstained Stars, Servant, Sister of Eve. So you find this, click it. I've already completed. Yes, yeah, I've already completed this arc once. So when you click on it, you won't have this. It's because I've already done this once. And from what I remember, you can do one of the epic arcs. They reset every month, so you can do it 1 month, and the next month, or after 30 days, you can then go back and do it again if you want to. So as I said, there's 7 chapters. Each chapter has a number of missions. And that's this is where you find it. So what you need to do is you just need to set destination. For me, it's 13 jumps away. So what I will do is I will basically cut away, and when I hit this system, I will bring you back. So I will see you shortly. Right, welcome back, guys. So we are now docked up at the Sisters of Eve station. We are in the Sisters of Eve Bureau on Aran 9, Moon 3. So when you get into the system, come to this station, and we'll go from there. Now, sorry if I sound a little bit disjointed. The truth is, it's taken me a bit longer than what it has maybe you seeing this, because obviously it's a split second for you, but it's been a bit longer for me, and it's down to a purely my mistake. So when I left you, I was docked up in Jita station, so I undocked, started to travel along my route, and unfortunately I didn't really pay much attention to the route that was picked for me, because I have mine set to the shortest route, which takes you through North, Low Sec and all that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, I didn't catch it until it was too late. But my route took me through Tama, and if you don't know, Tama is a pretty dangerous system to be flying through, especially during peak times, as most of the gates are pretty much gate camped in there around those times, especially ones going to and from Jita. You'll have a great deal of difficulty getting through there during peak times. I was playing late last night, and about 4 o'clock in the morning, and it was dead in there. But yeah, my mistake. I completely forgot about Tama and the fact that it's peak time that I'm playing right now. And yeah, unfortunately, it cost me my ship and my pod. Now, luckily, my pod was empty. There's no implants in this character, but it did put me back to Jita, and I did have to spend another 10 million to come out here. And then also, while I was flying out here, a Tengu joined me for maybe 3 or 4 jumps, and if those of you have been following, you'll know that my main character, Rusty, has he's been training to get into a Tengu, and he's just completed kind of like the basic skills to fly one. So I've been looking at Tengu fits. So I thought, oh, do you know what? I'm just gonna message this guy and see if he's got any fits that he's willing to share with me. And yeah, sure enough, he came back to me, and yeah, he was very helpful, and he shared a number of fits that I will look at. I will check out on Rusty, and see how they go. Speaking of Rusty, he is currently doing some distribution missions, because I'm trying to get up his reputation with Caldari so I can unlock the Caldari epic arc. If that's something you want to see, then if you make sure that you follow me on Twitter, I will be streaming some of those missions basically. So if you want to catch me on a stream and come join us and have a chat, it'd be great to see you guys there. Then yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, then you'll get a notification every time I go live. And yeah, just come hang out, chill. Like I said, I'm just doing mission running with him at the moment, so yeah, but it'd be great to see you there. Anyway, back to topic, because I don't know how long we've got left on this video because it's a bit chippy choppy. So we're in the station, we've docked up. You can see down here that I've got my bookmarks left over from when I first did the mission with this character. So I would highly recommend doing this. If you're not sure how to make a insta-dock and an undock, then check out not the last video of the Let's Play first few hours, but the one before it. I talked to you about how to set your insta-dock and undock at Jita, so it's the same thing, you just apply it to whichever station you want. So I would highly recommend this because it will just make it a bit easier for you. Also, another thing to bear in mind, that because the Sisters of Eve arc is pretty much the first one you get access to, a lot of players, especially during peak time, may be in competition with you, or unfortunately they'll be maybe out there to grief you, you know, purely because they know that newer pilots are going to be coming into these systems doing the epic arc quest for the first time, and they might be waiting for you. Now, don't let it put you off. When I did it, I didn't run into any issues, and I played kind of around about this same time, which is like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock time, maybe a little bit later, 7 o'clock server time. And I was okay. I didn't run into any griefers or anything like that, but it has been known to happen, so just please bear that in mind, that could happen. So just keep an eye on your D-scan, keep D-scanning regularly. If something doesn't look right, warp away, and then you can go back and do it later. Once you accept the quests, you've got quite a bit of time to do them, so that's not a problem. Anyway, so we're here at the station. When you get here, you need to go to agents, and you're looking for this agent here. Now, unfortunately, I didn't realize this, and I had to go away and just triple check it, but you can only do at the moment anyway, the Sisters of Eve arc once every 90 days. And what it does is it counts the actual days, not like a calendar month kind of thing. So unfortunately, if I go back into my agency, activity in agency, and I go scroll down to my quest, you can see that I completed this on the 6th of the 9th, which, if my math is correct, 90 days means that would be the 5th of December. So the earliest I can redo this is on the 5th of December. Yeah, unfortunately there is nothing I can do to get around that. It is part of the game, so I guess it's to stop people spamming these arcs, because the rewards do get quite good. But yeah, so I actually can't progress any further until the 5th of December, because I'm literally locked out. If I click on this her now, I'm sorry, but what I've got is promised to another pilot already. Could you come back later? Now, when you click on her, you'll get something a lot different, and you know, you can accept the quest and start going through it. Like I said, if you're using the EVE University website, it will walk you through kind of what's expected and what you need to do. But at the moment, I can't actually progress any further. So if you want to wait for me, that's great. You know, we can go through it together and do it together, but I won't be able to do it until the 5th. And I don't blame you if you don't want to wait for me. So, but I still thought I'd release this video because we've talked about the fittings, we've spoken about what to do when you get here, and all that kind of good stuff. So this is going to be part 1 of the new playthrough. But unfortunately, I won't be able to release another video regarding this until until the 5th December at the earliest. So on that note, guys, I'm going to say thank you very much for tuning in and hanging out with me. And I know it's a bit of a strange one to end it like this, but you know, let me know if you've picked up the quest and how you're getting on. I don't think I've got any other characters that I can do it on at the moment. So, but yeah, let me know how you get on with it. If you decide to do it, if you decide to wait, then great, we'll do it together at that time. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up here, so I want you all to stay safe, fly safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.